Can we have a battle? Oh,
Come on, Wolf.
that's funny.
We have taken objective Duff.
Is there a guy coming?
Line the wind.
Why can't I? I'm not sure why I can't reload.
Got him.
A lot of horse combat here.
We have taken objective.
This is ridiculous. Ridiculousness. What's going on, everybody? Mitch here, and I'm playing the open beta for Battlefield 1. A game I talked about back in May, questioning whether it would, knock Verdun off the World War I ranks as far as a relevant game at all. And I played a little bit of Battlefield 1 open beta so far, and I think my opinions back from that May video still stand true so far. They are two completely different games, and they both have very redeeming qualities, and I want to talk a little bit about them as I play the game, so let's go ahead and jump in. Whoa. Bloop. Multi-kill. Hey look, I'm in World War I's world's fastest tank on Battlefront's Tatooine, it looks like. Okay, so first thought, just related to gameplay. I saw a lot of people thought that tanks were overpowered and they closed alpha or closed beta, whatever it was. This is open beta. A lot of people thought tanks were overpowered and they first open event to more people than just EA, to the closed group after EA plays. A lot of people thought tanks were overpowered, and I would say tanks are still overpowered by a long shot. I just played an entire round as a passenger in a tank, and I did not die until the very end, and I had the highest score. Tanks travel way too fast, and it's way too easy to be accurate with them. I think they should be at a distinct advantage, but they should take a while to deploy to the front. They should take a while to reposition to a new spot, and there should be a little bit more to the gun manning. I don't think they should be nerfed to where they're useless, but there needs to be a little bit more to them. Oh, killed him dead. That was good. Got him with a shotgun blast. Oh, come on. Come on. There goes half of him. He's almost done. So some other thoughts I had about the game. Like we suspected, this game is absolutely beautiful. For being open beta, it seems like it's pretty well optimized, even with me recording video, audio, and then also a face cam. My frame rate stayed pretty decent the whole time. Stayed around 40 to 50, around that range. Without that stuff, it'd be a good bit higher. So Definitely seems like it's pretty well optimized. Now, the map I was playing on is a beautiful map, but it reminds me, and they probably used a lot of assets from Tatooine and some of the desert maps from Battlefront, which, I mean, it's their own stuff, so I don't know why they wouldn't use it, but it's kind of interesting that this is the map they chose for open beta. And it makes me want to see how a little bit more cluttered map will play. I'm kind of wondering if it was their strategy with the Sinai Desert map to have a vast open area, so the game would have to play a little bit slower just because you would have to travel, at least in the beginning, and once you have points you can spawn wherever, and the battle is still just as fast as any other Battlefield game at that point. And it really does play like every other Battlefield game for the most part. Now, don't get me wrong, I think it's a fun game for sure, but it's not. If you're going in looking for a World War One game specifically, it is not that. It's wrapped in a World War One wrapper, which is pretty awesome. But if you want historical close to accuracy, you'd probably stick with Verdun, and you want a more slower, thought out game play and pace, go with Verdun. But if you're looking for AAA graphics and, another really good installment to the Battlefield series, except for the fact that, since Battlefield 2 you can't mod or anything anymore, which is a whole nother pet peeve, it's a good game for sure. I'll play it. I'll have a lot of fun playing it, I'm sure. I'll gripe and complain when DLC comes out, and I probably will eventually buy the DLC too, because I'm part of the problem. But, with that said, Verdun as well, now that they've released the PlayStation and Xbox One versions of the game and are starting to make sure everything's running smooth with those games, it's going to go back on those developers to improve Verdun and keep it relevant. Because, while it's a great game, eventually, at some point, it's going to get stale for some people. And the Horrors of War the Horrors of War expansion, free update, did wonders for that game, Verdun, and I think it's awesome. And I love those developers, and I hope they continue to support the game and expand it. Because, it is almost the exact counter to Battlefield type games, and there definitely needs to be one of those. And if they're not there, the marketplace will fill that void at some point. But I hope that's not necessary. I hope Verdun, now that they've got the console launch, which I'm sure took a lot of work to get done, out of the way, now they can hopefully go back to creating content for the PC version of Verdun and additionally the console versions of Verdun. It may take a little bit longer for them to put out content, but I hope they're still working to put out new content for Verdun, or if anything, at worst case scenario as far as a player and a consumer of games, work on like a Verdun 2 or something, or paid DLC. I'd rather, at this point they've given us so much free stuff, I would rather them continue to support their game with either a new game or paid content than it just to completely die off altogether. But that's a whole other side point. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys enjoyed some of my insight or my thoughts into this. And until next time, have a great one. Later.
Last operator standing.
This is pretty cool looking, you gotta admit.